Hello guys, and welcome back to another video of the Cat Monkey. I'll be teaching guys how to gain value in Assassin, like really easy. This is also just my opinion, like how to gain value. So you can follow it if you want. I'll just teach you how I gain like all of my value, so like all of this stuff right here. And basically, yeah. So let's get on to it. So how to learn to trade and stuff. You gotta have like a small inventory at least. So what I recommend is use a value list. That will help a lot. You could use Zikoi's, you could use literally anyone that is like well known and has like good positive feedback and like has a good community behind it to make the value list. So I'll link the Assassin Discord in the link description so you guys can use it. And yeah, another thing you should know is learn overpays and underpays. So this is a concept that a lot of people follow and like a ton of people use. So it's just kind of like you kind of have to follow it now, and it's kind of the normal thing around trading Assassin. So how you learn overpays, you gotta be in the Discord server for Assassin. So you need to learn how to properly learn them. Like for example, Inferno is like 90 base value of the time of this recording, and people generally value it as 110 to 120. So you just kind of have to learn it, and that's about it. Probably stay away from bad demand items, more of like the tier 2s, like small tier 2s, like newly released uh, unboxables that just came out and are really common. Also, really stay away from obtainables. They really do not get you anywhere. They are really hard to trade off, so I wouldn't recommend like having them in your inventory to trade, unless if you really like using obtainables, because some of them are pretty cool. Always upgrade and downgrade. Usually, it's a good way to gain value, and upgrading and downgrade is a good way to do that because you could downgrade for like a lot of overpay, but it could be really bad stuff, but you could probably use the bad stuff and then upgrade it and probably make profit at the end. You should always try to get hoarded items. For example, Blizzard, which I hoard. I pay around like 15 to 20 value on them. And it's 10 base value. So it's a pretty good profitable strategy if you could get hoarded items for base, because usually hoarders will always overpay for these items because they hoard them. So another section we're going to move on to is events, or that's what I'll call them. So for events, you should always save keys, save coins. That's what people say. And that's true. You should always try to save for keys and coins because those are pretty like basic opportunities to get cases and like buy the knives in like the shop or something, like pets and stuff. And then with those new items you got, try to trade them off immediately because they'll have big hype for like as soon as they release. So try to get good overpays on them. Also for events, they usually release bundles for the whatever event is out, and usually people buy them. But in my opinion, they're kind of a waste of Robux, and you shouldn't really buy them. They're not really profitable. Well, I buy them usually for the effects, which is like, for example, I bought the tech bundle because I wanted the effect. I didn't really want the knife. Moving on to like the battle pass. Sometimes it's really easy to grind for the battle pass, so you probably won't need to really grind to finish out the battle pass. And that's really all I have to say for the battle passes. They don't really generally give you anything good. The battle pass items are usually worth 2 to 3 value. Alright, moving on to comp. I don't really play comp or like it much because the toxicity, and it's just not really a good game mode in general. But there is ways you could get value from that, like grinding the point prizes. There's like a pet, some coins, and there's usually a 450 point prize now. That is, I mean, people overrate comps like a lot, so I'd probably go for it this time around this time of the recording. There's this new knife for comp called Poison Core, and it's like 5 value right now, which is not that good. But like people like comps, so they have generally pretty good demand. For top 10 and top 100, uh, since top 10s aren't tradable, I wouldn't recommend going for top 10. It's really not worth it. For top 100, people say it's easy, but it's pretty hard because you got to grind at least 4 to 6 hours a day, or maybe less if you're pretty good at the game, to just get points because it is really hard to stay on leaderboard nowadays because people are just sweaty. Alright, now I'll tell you the knives you should really go for. They're really called like demand knives, like for example, Twisted, Shuriken, Hearth, Inferno. They're kind of hoarded, so they generally have amazing demand and you can get really good OPs on them. Top 100s aren't really doing too good right now. I wouldn't recommend getting them. Most of them are getting underpays like Elegant Blade, Competitor Blade 2, Royal Dagger, Cybershot, Astral Prince, Comet. They aren't really doing too good as like knives, so I wouldn't upgrade into them. Champs also, they are really not doing that good right now either. Even though they were dropped like not even a month ago really, they still don't have good demand or value, so don't recommend like going after them. I mean, that's really my take on like how to get value quickly. That's what I really do. Also, if you want, I could make like a hoard guide if you want. I don't really know what to say for that, but like a guide on how to hoard something, like how I hoard blizzards. And I've really learned a lot from after I hoarded blizzards. So if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you want me to make a hoard guide video, since I could probably do that. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.